Aries 8. A large hat with streamers flying, facing east. The hat represents protection from the sun, and the streamers flying represent the winds of change, and it's coming from the east. So the indicator here is of Eastern wisdom. In other words, the sense that we have of mystery and subtle intuition and so on. So it's a complex metaphor, and the message really is that the life force is profoundly powerful, and if we're open and sensitive to it, then we're filled with it. We're filled with the life force. And the image here is of an erect phallus. It's like, yes, there's enough life for me to do the business here, to strike, to take the initiative, to thrust forward. It's an Aries energy. And this life force, which is made more available to us if we remain open and sensitive, is potentially too much to handle. And those of us who try and remain open and sensitive have this to deal with. We need to take some measures to protect ourselves from overwhelming forces that are so exciting that we can't really control them. We become controlled by them. And the need to be closed and insensitive comes from the busyness of life, typified by an ambitious person in a city job, or traveling to work for an hour and a half a day and then doing something you don't like and then traveling back. You're tired all the time. And these forces of the material world, the Western world typically, prevent us from being open and sensitive. So if we were open and sensitive in that kind of life, we would be damaged. There would be psychic forces invading us. So if we have a lifestyle which allows us to remain sensitive to the life force, then we're going to feel this vibrancy, and that needs to be contained. If you can't contain it, then you will be controlled by it, and you will be out of control. So the way we do this is in various ways. We first of all, we limit where we go, who we're with, and what we do, so that the energies that come our way are that which we can assimilate. But some people would find it very difficult indeed to go, for example, to a football crowd where there's a lot of masculine energy, a lot of expression of loyalty and emotion and so on. That would be quite a gross expression of the life force. And for example, I would find that very difficult. I find it very difficult to be in groups of large numbers of people, especially if they're drunk, especially if they're talking about nonsense. If there's no consciousness present, then large numbers of people are very difficult. So let's say, for example, in a theatre, I could sit and watch the play quite happily because everybody's focused and concentrated, and there's this energy which is unified. But as soon as the herd of people leave the theatre to go home, they get into this mode of being which is insensitive and elbowing, and that's very difficult to be in that type of situation. So we protect ourselves by being careful where we are and who we're with. And we might spend time in the company of somebody who's actually able to put an umbrella of protection over us. There are certain people that can do that. They have a calming presence, and we can use that facility for our own needs. But if we don't find sort of any way to protect ourselves, then we need to choose times which are quieter. Some times of day are quieter times. Some days, Sundays are usually quieter. Times of the year are quieter than other times of the year, typically, and weekends are, Saturdays, are very busy, and Sundays are quiet. So you've got certain things about society that you can think about, and choose your time well, choose your people well, choose your activities well, so that the incoming psychic forces don't disturb your ability to control yourself and your energies. Then with that proviso, the teaching within this degree of Aries, this 8th degree, is to do with taking all of the life force in that you can, and using it, being used by it, enjoying it fully, knowing that life is a powerful force. Life itself is a powerful force, and our purpose in incarnating in this life is to experience that power, to experience that high level of energy, so that can motivate us and energize us to get experiences under the belt, so that we can actually develop our understanding of those experiences. We have two modes of operation as soul, and on the one hand we incarnate in order to claim our life experiences, to express our knowledge, to be who we are. We're not able to do that fully and obviously and incontrovertibly, except for in this physical realm. And when we leave this physical realm, then the other side emerges, where we take all our experiences here and we come to a state of understanding of them. We know better what we have done and why when we're detached from the actual experience itself. So all in all, we're not really supposed to understand fully what we're doing here on Earth. Not fully. We're meant to have experiences. That's our prime purpose, is to have experience. And that experience must be as full as possible if you're to enjoy the fullest range of opportunity available to you. Then you have to experience as much as you can in terms of width and depth and intensity. And this requires the sufficient amount of life force to fund it. It's really obvious that people get tired out, not only by the days, the hours passing, but also the years passing. People tend to get more tired as they get older, because they just are not working out how to assimilate the life force. The life force is there. There's no reason why we should actually get old quite so quickly. We're designed to live rather longer than we do live. The reason that we die off so early, in a mere 80 years or so, is because we don't handle the energies here very well. We use them for wrong purposes, and we get caught up in stagnant situations instead of just allowing the life force to flow through us and to surf the waves of those events. The biggest difference perhaps is our attempt to control the uncontrollable. It takes a lot of frustrating power to try and resist the processes of change. We're all in the middle of the rivers of change, all of us. And we kind of feel more comfortable when we've established control over the status quo, when we know how to live our lives so that it's safe and comfortable. We don't really like it changing very much, typically. But that resistance of the life force costs us energy, and that diminishes our depth and intensity and breadth of experience. So flowing along with the life force and allowing it its intensity and enjoying its power, glorifying ourselves as an expression of that power. This is an Aries mystery. The teachings that we have to become smaller and contained in order to protect society from our passion. False teachings indeed. We have to have passion, we have to be passionate, and yet we also have to have caution and be cautious. So the balance between caution and passion is the essential mystery of Aries 8. Being afraid of your passion isn't the answer. Being reckless with your passion isn't the answer. Both of those fail in different ways, but they both fail. Expressing passion with an amount of caution, an appropriate amount of caution, just enough, but not too much. This is a delicate balancing act that basically is the mystery of life. When we've found that mystery and we've assimilated it and mastered it, then we live life fully and passionately without causing any self-harm or harm to others.